Hello, welcome back to Velvet Roads. Today we are going to be doing a few different things. We will be making some salves and we will be repurposing some of the tallow that we had whipped as a body butter, which did not turn out. So let's get started. First things first, we're going to remelt this tallow that we made as like kind of a face cream or a body butter. It is just way too hard, as you can see. So we're just gonna go ahead and empty the contents of this jar and another jar into a double boiler. We've got just a glass bowl set on top of a pot with some water. I probably filled up the water to about here. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn that on to like a medium heat and then just let the water heat up and let this stuff melt back down. That is such a big chunk. When I first made my tallow last year, I've done it several times, and the last few times turned out great. And I actually gave some to my neighbor. She really loved it. And then the most recent time, I think I added too much shea butter or not enough of the liquid oils. And so it just reconstituted as like this thick, really hard substance that's not very user friendly. So we're just going to be trying to repurpose it and make it a better whipped product so that we can use it better. While Mabel is scraping that tallow into the double boiler, I'm going to be getting out all of the oils that I have had soaking for the last several weeks or months. It's been quite a while. This almond oil infusion that I started doing was at the beginning of August. So it's been quite a while. So I'm going to go gather up all of these and strain out all of the little bits and pieces from the flowers and the herbs that I put in there. This is the comfrey oil. I started this in September with some dried comfrey leaves and some sunflower oil. This is chamomile, calendula, and it looks like lavender in here, and this is in almond oil. And then here is some plantain that I put in almond oil and avocado oil at the beginning of September. I think I ran out of almond oil, so I just used whatever to cover the plant material. And then I think this is the last one that I started, and this was started at the end of August. It's got bachelor button, rose, chamomile, and then it is in almond oil. I'm gonna strain all of these pieces out while Mabel is doing the tallow. I just got a sieve here that I'm going to be So we have, this has been re-melted, and we're gonna add some of that oil from the bachelor button mixture into this. I have no idea why there are bubbles on top of this. This has never happened before, but then again, I have never re-melted something that has already been mixed up. So I'm wondering if it's just from being mixed because we did whip it. So there was just so much. I don't know why it would have bubbles. Like, looks like there's soap in it, but there's not. So we added quite a few. How many do you think you added spoonfuls of that?
4 or 5.
Like 4 or 5 spoonfuls of that oil. Why don't you go ahead and add like 2 more? There we go. And then we're gonna let this come back. We're gonna let this cool off just slightly before we add any essential oils to it. I had previously added some clove oil just because I like how that smells, but maybe I just won't add any essential oils and let it cool down before we start to whip it up. This is a really cool setup we've got going here. We've got one mixture draining over here. We've got another mixture draining over here. Another mixture. Wow. I don't know how many months ago, it was probably during the summer at one point, we had gotten a few sunburns and bug bites and all of that. And so I kind of did some research to try and figure out what to do for bug bites. And like I got stung by a bee this last summer. And instead of having to chew up a plantain leaf, I thought, what could we have on hand that's already available? And so I went on Amazon and I bought these little rollerball things. You know, they come with a little roller ball. You fill it up with the oil and you stick the thing on and it comes with a cap. These are the Vivoplex brand. And I love the green color because green's my favorite color. But when I was making the oil mixtures, one of the main mixtures that I had made was specifically for bug bites. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take these little bottles and we're going to fill them up with the mixture of the plantain oil and the oil that has the chamomile, calendula, and lavender in it. And we're going to fill those up and I'm going to label them with my cool little label maker. And it's going to just put like bug bites or whatever. I'll label it with something. We'll try to be creative to come up with something, but that's the plan with these little bottles. I think we're going to do that before we mix the rest of the plantain oil in with the salve mixture. Frustratingly enough, it didn't come with one of the little metal funnel things. It came with a little dropper, a little tiny, little chintzy little dropper. And none of my funnels fit in the little hole. So this is going to be interesting to see how long this takes. Look at that little dropper. It's a tiny little dropper. It's going to be like 100 squeezes to fill up that bottle. So what we decided was we're going to do 2 tablespoons of the plantain oil and then 1 tablespoon of this oil mixture. So basically a 2-to-1 ratio. Oh my goodness. This looks so time consuming. Oh my word. We'll come back when we're done. Now I'm going to take this, now that it's cooled off quite a bit, and I'm going to stick it in the refrigerator and wait for it to have like a white sort of cast or line over the top of it before I take it out and start mixing it together. We did 3 bug bites, and then we added some essential oils for a headache roller ball and a sleepy time roller ball. And now we're just going to put that in our medicine cabinet. First, we're going to start with our comfrey oil. Okay, so I have 2 ounces of the comfrey oil, and then I'm going to add 1 ounce of my plantain oil. Okay, so we have 3 ounces of our oil, so we're just going to put 1 ounce of a bar into our double boiler here and melt it down.
Now that we have our wax melted, we're just going to pour this oil into here. And then we're just going to mix it up. And then we're just going to stir it up. I just took this out of the fridge and I stirred it up, and then we're going to put it back in. Okay, go.
So this is kind of what it looks like after we whipped it all up. It has the consistency of like a thick frosting, which is kind of what we want. So now I'm just going to go back and fill the jars that we used the last time, so that we can continue to use this throughout the winter months.
Oh, it's getting...
Want to try it down, please? Thank you.
So we melted the beeswax in there on the double boiler, and then we added the oil. And then we waited to stir. We stirred it all together until the beeswax melted completely with the other oil. Now we're just going to fill up the tins.